Welcome to Trailblazers. All right, we got everybody quiet. That's what we were looking for. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Joan Kerber-Walker, and I have had the privilege for the last 15 years of being the #1 cheerleader of Arizona's life science sector. So when we talk about the life sciences, it is about making life better for people in Arizona and all around the world. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. But we also have to think about the very, very important role that the life sciences plays for our fellow Americans. And so we are incredibly lucky to live in this country. Others are not so lucky. Would you please join me in rising for our Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. If you serve an elected office, don't get too comfortable and don't put any food in your mouth, because you're going to be popping up again. So the Trailblazers Luncheon is unique in that it is the event that is hosted by AZBio's Government Affairs Committee. And they work to put together a listing of the priorities that are needed in our state, not just today, but for generations to come. And so, members of AZBio's Government Affairs Committee, I'd like to recognize you for your hard work. Would the members of AZBio's Government Affairs Committee please stand up? Come on, Gaspar, Danny, I see you, Kyle, Shannon, John. They have a big job, but policymakers have a much bigger job. And when you run for elected office, let me tell you, I have had so many friends that have done so. It is a 24/7 endeavor. It takes a toll on your family. It takes a toll on your community. It takes a toll on your job. And if you get elected, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize some of our elected leaders and candidates for office that are here today. And then we will, right after that, go into our Trailblazer Awards for those that are getting special recognition. So first I would like to ask President Pro Tem TJ Shope to stand. And please stay standing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the applause to a minimum until we get them all up there. Flavio, Senator Flavio Bravo. Senator David Farnsworth. Senator Brian Fernandez. Senator John Kavanagh. Representative Selina Bliss. Representative Lisa Fink. Representative Alma Hernandez, if she has gotten here from ASU yet. I know she's on the run. And Connie Hernandez. And then Stacey Travers. Representative Stacey Travers, I know you just came in. There she is. So also, when we look at our mayors, I forgot, Julie Willoughby. Representative Julie Willoughby, please stand up. All right, let's give a big round of applause for our elected leaders. Did I miss anybody? All right, you may sit down. Now I'm going to pick on the wannabes. Because let me tell you, I have watched and had so many friends that have run for office, and it's hard. And you have to go to all of these meetings, and then you have to go to all of these corners and hammer in all of these signs, and you better pick them up later, or you get in trouble. So we do have some candidates with us today. So first of all, I would like to ask Karen Taylor Robeson to rise. Karen is brave enough to run for governor. And Karen, please give my best to Ed. All right. Also with us is Barbie Engel, candidate in LD 7. And David Richardson, candidate in LD 12. I know David was coming from a work meeting also, so he will be with us later. But we're really, really proud of you for what you're doing to try and make policymakers in our state, but more importantly, for the leadership that you have shown for many, many, many years. So thank you so much for that. Big round of applause for all of them, please. While Senator Shope is coming up to the stage, I want to tell you a little bit about why he's a trailblazer. So Senator Shope has been active at the legislature and has risen from health chair to president pro tem in the Senate. But more importantly, he's extremely active in his community for both as a past health chair working across the state, but also making sure that the people in his district, which is a rural district, have access to the same quality health care that we have in other parts of the state. And for those of you like me that have to make that run up and down the I-10 between Phoenix and Tucson, it's going to be a lot safer now thanks to Senator Shope. So please give him a big round of applause. Senator Brian Fernandez. So Senator Fernandez has been our go-to Democratic Senate champion for many, many years. But what a lot of people don't know is that he and I have been talking about how to improve the access to care in our rural communities for, 5-6 years now? And one of the things that we talked about was there's no medical school out in Yuma. And so how were we going to get that done? He got it done. Get over here, Brian. I want you to tell them a little bit about what we have now.
As announced last week, the University of Arizona, in partnership with Onvita Hospital Systems in Yuma, is going to be opening a regional campus. So we're going to have 45 medical students. Onvita is actually paying the tuition of these students, and we're going to be recruiting from local people. It's going to be out of University of Arizona Phoenix's sort of pile, and they're going to be hopefully local people that will stay in Arizona. We're really, really excited. We're also increasing the size of our residency programs. We have 2 of them now. We're going to add a 3rd. We're really, really excited. This is not just for Yuma. This is for all of rural Arizona. We're hoping that the next group of people that are going to be physicians outside of Maricopa and Pima counties are going to be coming from this new campus. So we're very excited. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. His award, please.
Thank you.
And for those of you who do not recognize the very dapper gentleman on stage with me, please, a big round of applause and welcome for AZBio's chairman of the board, Kevin Parker. Senator Gowan is not able to be with us today. He is stuck in Memphis. I don't know about you, but I would rather be in Arizona than in Tennessee. But that's where he is today. He sends his best to all of you. Senator Gowan has worked with us for many, many years and is the architect of the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund, which we'll be talking about later this afternoon. So thank you so much, Senator Gowan. And now, introducing the gentleman that has been named funniest man in the Senate, which is kind of hard when you've been running the Appropriations Committee for multiple years. So, Senator Kavanagh, come on up. Now, Senator Kavanagh, I heard that you're going to have a new job at the legislature.
Yeah, majority leader.
Well, so if you're going to be whipping them into shape, how are you going to do that with a smile?
Well, just, I guess as I'm swinging the paddle, I'll just cover up the smile, so that they won't bother about that. But it's always a challenge, but I'm sure we'll be taking care of the bio needs.
Well, and one of the things that I know is that when I need guidance on how in the Senate the members are going to be looking at key issues, you have always made time for me to help me understand what will work, what might not work, and what's worth trying. And I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator John Kavanagh.
Thank you.
Senator David Farnsworth. So it's interesting that we just did Senator Kavanagh, who was the Appropriations Chair this last year. The incoming Appropriations Chair and Transportation Chair is Senator David C. Farnsworth. So, Senator Farnsworth, please come on up. Okay. I can't do that. So, Senator Farnsworth, in addition to his service to the community, he retired, he came back. He's a glutton for punishment. But he has been leading the Education Committee, and he graciously allowed me to join his Citizens Advisory Board to learn more about the needs of all of the educators around the state. And I really, really appreciate your including me in those discussions. Now, he is switching hats. And he is going to be leading the Appropriations Committee at a time when we don't have enough money. We never have enough money. But what do you see as the most exciting thing that you are looking towards in this coming year? And end of session cannot be it.
You know, I think that what's vital this year is to have a bipartisan effort where we all come together and look for ways to save money, find money. I saw a documentary recently called All the Queen's Horses. I would recommend you look at it. It's about a lady in a small town in Illinois who, over a period of about 20 years, stole about $30 million. And everybody in town thought she was rich because she owned a lot of quarter horses. Thus the name All the Queen's Horses. What they didn't realize is the reason she owned the quarter horses is she was buying them with taxpayers' dollars. So she was comptroller of that small town. And all the time she was doing this, the infrastructure of the city was crumbling and the debts of the city were going up, and nobody knew about it until she went on vacation, and the second in charge stumbled across some invoices, took them to the mayor. The mayor called the FBI, and they found out what she had been doing. At the end of the film, the new comptroller explained just how easy it was to steal money in the government. And so I've made it my motto to dig deep and look and see if we can find money, and it's been an interesting journey. I've spent about an hour and a half a week with JLBC. The Joint Legislative Budget Committee has a lot of real smart people, and they've been tutoring me for about a year. It's been very interesting. Anyway, we all need to pull together. Someone coined a phrase, I'll close with this, that someone said that improper expenditure of tax dollars is unintentional fraud. So if we don't spend our tax dollars wisely, that's unintentional fraud, which isn't quite as bad as the other kind of fraud, but we need to clean up both. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mark's going to take our picture. Now we are rolling into our representatives in the House. And I want to first do a shout out to the Arizona Bioscience Caucus. Many of the people you're going to be meeting today are members of the Bioscience Caucus. And they come together during session every month to learn about what's happening in the biosciences so that they can develop better policy. I see David Engelthaler here. David talked about public health in the caucus this last year, and we're getting ready for the new caucus. So the first of our caucus co-chairs is a healthcare professional. Please welcome to the stage Chairman of the Health and Human Services Committee, Selina Bliss. Here's your man on the street question. As a nurse, if you could do one thing to make it better for nurses in Arizona this year, what would it be?
Wow, okay. Talk about putting me on the spot. So I taught at a community college in the nursing program for 27 years, and I think the biggest thing that I saw challenges with in the healthcare profession was transition from education to practice. So that includes capstones, preceptorships, getting people to work, and that seamless transition. So that's what I would like to champion the most. So I'm always on the recruit for preceptors. I just want to do a real quick shout out for the TGen table. They're my host table. I was invited to tour them, and I showed up on the wrong day. So forever that I'll be in their memory, but they were so gracious, and I just want to do a shout out and thank you for that gracious reception. And I would invite anyone and everyone to just show up. They'll take you on a tour. Thank you.
Okay, let's do the picture. One of our caucus members made every single meeting, and her committee invited me to come and speak and do a longer presentation in that committee. And so please join me in welcoming to the stage a champion for both health and education, Representative Lisa Fink. All right, so man on the street question. As you look towards session, what's the one thing you'd really like to accomplish in 2026?
Ooh, that's a big question because I have my fingers in a lot of things. One of the things I would like to see, I think, in particular, is our budget. To be able to, first of all, make sure, as Senator Farnsworth had talked about, making sure that we are utilizing taxpayer dollars well, but also to incorporate better processes to ensure that there's less fraud, waste, and abuse, so that the people who are supposed to be getting those services are getting them, and we're not having to reduce those services to them because of, maybe we don't have the budget.
Yep, absolutely. Representative Stacey Travers, who actually lives and represents the district where I live. We also went to the same high school in Delaware. So it's really interesting how things come full circle. But the important thing is that when we are working with our elected leaders, they have to work with each other. And the role of the whip has nothing to do with horses, Senator Farnsworth. But the role of the whip is to bring that caucus together. And so we're thrilled that we have currently in our bioscience caucus as leadership both the House Minority Whip, Representative Travers, and the House Majority Whip, Representative Willoughby. So with that, please welcome to the stage Representative Stacey Travers. Okay, here's your man on the street question.
Can I butt in? I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here. This morning alone, I had to deal with a mother who has chronic heart conditions and a pacemaker and a daughter who was neurodiverse. The reason that I was late today was because we were at a doctor's appointment for her, and the technologies and the things that you all come up with in your world to help make our lives better is absolutely immeasurable. And so thank you to everybody here in the room who's doing something to help not only my family, but everybody else's family in the biosciences and biotechnology space. And thank you for your indulgence. One of the things that I've been trying to do in the legislature is trying to find ways to get us all some more money and to find some international connections so that we can all collaborate together. I have had the opportunity to kind of go around the world this last year, and one of the critical issues that every country talks about is biosciences and biotech, and trying to find a way to bring us all together, and Joan has done an amazing job with that. And so if I can help facilitate in even such a small way, I'm ever so grateful for her giving us the opportunity. And if you still want to do a man on the street, but just thank you to everybody. Like I said, it's in our lives every day. So thank you for what you all do, and thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Stacey.
You're so very kind of you.
As she's coming up to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about Representative Alma Hernandez. So, Representative Hernandez and I have had the pleasure of working together on multiple issues for patients over the last seven years. And during that time, she has championed issues like prior authorization. She has championed patient access issues. She was a leader in bringing together Arizona's rare disease committee and that got passed by the legislature. And did you know that one of the members of that council is here today? That's already been approached, Barbie. So giving the patients a voice is so important. And that's why you won this award. But now we've been doing Man on the Street. So if you would like to share one big thing you would like to get done this year, you did a big one last year. How are you going to top that?
All right, so hi everyone. I'm sorry for being late. I actually had a really good excuse. So I was studying for the bar. So all of you in here who have taken the bar, I hope you understand the disaster my life is right now. So I just want to thank you all, and of course the entire team here, for this incredible award and the recognition for the work that we've done over the years. I've had the honor and privilege of serving on the Health Committee for the last 7 years that I've been in the legislature. I'm in my last term in the House, so I'm on my way out. But it's been a wonderful experience. One thing that I want to get done this year, I would say something that I think I saw Senator Shope in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Senator Shope and my brother worked on years ago, and I hope that this year we can, I've been running it now 3 years, the feminine hygiene product and diapers exemption. I think we need to get that done. It's past due time. We're living during very difficult times right now where families are really struggling. And this is something that is really near and dear to my heart. I've worked with the Pima Council on Aging, making sure that vulnerable adults have the resources that they need. And a lot of times that means something so basic like a diaper, a clean diaper, and the dignity to be in their home, but also not be prone to diseases because they can't afford to change their diapers. So that's something I want to work on again. I'm bringing it back this year. I have a few bills that I'm rerunning, but I've been very fortunate to have several bills signed and passed over the years. So thank you.
So our final honoree is the majority whip in the House of Representatives, is the third co-chair of the Arizona Bioscience Caucus, gets the award for attending more AZBio events than any other legislator this year to come and meet our people and learn about them. Come on up, Julie. She, with the caucus members, did something really special this year. So you've heard me talk about the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund. And Arizona is the only state in the nation that has a structure like the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund. When I met recently with Treasurer Yee, she said that it is truly a best practice across the nation. But we've had some very challenging budget cycles. And so while we established the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund in law, we have not been able to put money into it. And so every dollar that we're using to bridge what's developed at the universities to try and turn it into products and services that can actually help people in Arizona, there's no money for that. And my husband won't let me write those checks. So, we've been talking about how to get this done. And so the Bioscience Caucus leaders came together and were able, in the final minutes of the budget, to carve out $150,000 for a pilot program to help our veterans. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but it would not have gotten across the finish line without your hard work. Thank you, Representative Willoughby. Do you want a man on the street? All right. How much money are you going to get me this year? It's Christmas, I got to ask. No, what would you like to accomplish this year that would make you feel really good about your year of service?
Thank you. For me, it's access. We've had issues with emergency medicine and getting the access for patients to have an ambulance either transfer them or get them to a facility. So anything related to ambulance and access for individuals, especially in the rural areas, we're finding that it's a big struggle. The call times are long and lengthy, and it doesn't serve our population well. So whatever we can do to facilitate that moving forward is a huge priority for me. I know it's going to be a long-term goal, but I'm moving over to the Senate, hopefully resetting my clock, so 8 years of hard work doing it.
Thank you. Picture time. And again, thank you, Kevin. And a big thank you to Cindy, who was our fearless Vanna helping us with the awards.